let me jump in there real quick, just because I want to make sure that everybody that's like listening and has like real proper context. You know what I'm saying? Like I imagine this is
he's going to say the story, so
for sure. But I'm saying like, I know there's a talented young man that played for you at some point.
Number 4 in the country at that time.
Okay,
ESPN ranked 1 player. Number 1 center in the class at that time. Number 4 in the country, if I remember correctly. Big time player.
Committed to UConn.
And a lot of schools chasing him, down since a young age. Didn't come from the best upbringing. The best. Didn't. Even though he got taken in by someone that sheltered him from certain things or whatever, but even before that, just life was already. It was like he was born to somewhat fail, given his environment and his circumstances, and then even though he got taken out of that environment with those circumstances, sometimes it's like Shaw said, like you can get yourself out of a situation, but sometimes you're still battling some demons. You're still battling things because sometimes people don't want to see you succeed or whatever the case may be. So break that down for the people that don't know how it was during your time, how it was after.
Yeah, so Zach Brown was very, very beautiful young man. He that's my baby, man. You know what I'm saying? I call all my kids my babies. You know what I'm saying? I think Zach Brown just was, like you said, set up to fail. It wasn't a great situation for him as far as his environment. You know what I mean? So we took him out of his environment, and he was 7'1", 56 pounds, freshman and sophomore.
Wow,
and,
big boy.
That's just raw right there.
You can run the floor like a deer. He was the fastest kid on the team, the best shot blocker in the country. Averaged I think it was 8 blocks a game.
Jeez.
8. He was like 15, 16 rebounds or something. 8 blocks a game with like 20-some points, 17, 18 points.
It sounds like he had a motor.
And yeah, it was ridiculous, man. I remember one game, man. He was like, Coach, he missed a couple layups, and they were bad layups. Like I'm like, Zach, what are you doing here? And he's like, Coach, I don't know what's wrong with me, man. I can't score, man. I'm just off. He said, I tell you what, just tell all the guards to let their players drive to the basket. I'm just gonna block it and send it back, and everybody just go get layups. I say that's stupid. He said, Coach, I'm gonna do it. I'm like, nah, man, shut up. So sure enough, they huddled up, and he told them exact opposite. I told him, like, listen, just let them drive. I'm just gonna block every shot, and y'all just catch the ball and go down and make layups. And for about 8 possessions straight, it was just straight blocks, layups. I said, what in the
non-traditional defense are we doing here?
What is this? And they were just playing the Matador defense. They would ice him, send him in, and he would block him and go back down and make layups, which was crazy. I was like, and he had a game where he had 46 points, 26 rebounds, and 11 blocks. Jesus. And it was in one game, and I don't even think he played the whole game. It was against LaSalle. I remember it because I had to go, because when somebody told me his stats, I was like, man, ain't nobody got them kind of numbers, man. That's just crazy. I said,
those Doughboy numbers.
I had to go back. Yeah, man. So I ain't never nobody Doughboy, you know what I'm saying, that did nothing like that. I had to go back and look at the film and count. I had to count every rebound. And before and at those times, you had to send that film in to Max Preps, and you had to send that film in to ESPN for them to document that. Like, nah, that's ridiculous. And then they called me back and was like, yo, whoa, then they weren't playing against a horrible team. It was some players on there that actually can play out, and he did his thing. He just dominated the game whenever he wanted. So Zach was very special human being, man. He still is, he was a homosexual. He's gay. I'm not homophobic. I know who I am as a man. You know what I mean? Shout out to my fiance Vani. You know what I mean? So I'm turning that page, but I know who I am. You know what I'm saying, as a man. So I wanted to make sure that he was on the right path. I think the people around him got above me once they see me doing different things with him to help him evolve his game, not only his game, but his lifestyle. Sure. Yeah. And they wanted a part of that. And when they cut in, it got to be a disaster instead of like understanding.
It definitely went downhill.
It went downhill, but he's what, 25, 26 now? He still has a chance, you know what I mean? If he does what he's supposed to do, you know what I mean? Right. I'm not giving him no money, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to give you, you know what I mean? If you want to help me, if you contact me, he wants me to help find him a job or help him with any kind of situation, I'm more than welcome to do that. But as far as like me, going out my way to he has to prove a couple things to me first, that he wants some stability in his life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's been in and out of jail a couple times.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you like this: he put on my jersey. Once you put on my jersey, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Once you put that jersey on one time, and I say you're on my team, I mean you were on my team. I mean you were one of my kids. So therefore, I'd have it's a different level of respect that we're gonna have for each other. So I want to see him be successful. I do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he's doing now. You know what I mean? We've contacted each other when he was in and out of jail, so they're gonna do a story on him, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? And he can change a lot of people's lives. But him being gay actually would have helped a lot of other people. And that's what I want him to understand. Like, there's a lot of people in your situation that's stuck in that box. You can get a lot of people out of that box, and you can do stuff the right way, you know what I'm saying, and make sure and prepare your career along with other people that's going to gravitate to you. You know what I'm saying? I just watched a kid play today with one arm.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you would have seen this, it was amazing. I didn't believe the hype.
Is it the kid that I've been seeing on like the social media circuit?
Yeah, it was in our gym today, man. Scottie Pippen was in there too. But today, this kid was amazing. Amazing. I was like, this kid hit a kid with an in and out and went to the basket strong like he had forearms.
Wow.
So to tell me Zach Brown, like, that kid has a handicap.
Well, what's funny about that is that, like, you know, with the idea of him, like, the Zach that we know is a Zach that doesn't care, you know, but, like, it seems like if he knew, you know, because I remember even at the time, like, he was like a sophomore, he had a girlfriend, right? But it, like, you know, you've been around Zach, I've been around Zach, and you'd be like, you know, okay, maybe I was wrong, you know, but at the end of the day, you say, I'm surprised that he cared what people thought, like, if he came out and you know, say, hey, I'm gay, you know, like, I because he was just the type of kid that didn't care, like, he just didn't care what people thought about him. You know, again, everybody has their insecurities and their own mental thoughts and their issues, but he's just like that kind of kid, like, man, whatever you say, I'm gonna do me, you know. So I'm just surprised that he would care. In other words.
But we're you know, when we bring up different, you know, like aspects of it, and, you know, his talent and you know who he was as an awesome, you know, human being, young man, you know. But then we mentioned, did that cause him any trouble? Did that lead to, you know, him not being able to be his true self and have some demons because of that, and maybe take his focus away from what it is that he could have become or done?
I think so. That in the financial aspect of it, like, he didn't have it right now. You know what I'm saying? Just the people around him had it, you know what I mean? And he wanted to take care of his family, enjoy his time. His thing is a lot difficult to explain, because he was stuck inside of a box, and he was never let out of the box. And I was opening that chamber of that box. Hey, man, you can be this guy. You can be this. You can be this. You be whatever you want.
Yeah.
You be whatever you want. You have a lane, and you can do something you enjoy, which is basketball. And you can open up a lot of avenues for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? That's gay. You know what I mean? And
you just change the stereotypes, you know, like, exactly.
Yes, I wanted him to do that, but we never got to that point because they pulled him away from after his sophomore year, when his high school career got to a certain height. You know what I mean? First team all state, you know what I mean, as a sophomore. You know what I mean? It was difficult for me to fathom that we didn't get a chance to do what we want to do and accomplish all the goals that we could accomplish as a coach.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? And him going to UConn and different. He had Duke. He had Kansas.
So this is what I got to ask you, because obviously all those schools were recruiting him. Were they aware when they would talk to you about the stories? Like, did they know? Or were they just kind of like, you know, like, lying to it?
Let's go back to what you said earlier. Like, everything was kept in house on everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? We kind of like kept everything right here. So no, they didn't. Not all of them, but most of them knew what they were getting. But you were getting a 7-foot beast shot blocker and a rebounder. You're never going to. No one's ever going to get a second possession if you have that kid on the floor. So they understood that part. That's all you need to understand. You know what I'm saying? You need to understand that this kid is a pro, and however he moves, that's how he moves. You know what I mean? He was a first round pick, easy. he was a Joel Embiid type, you know what I mean? But it's a tragedy that we didn't get a chance to see what we want to see athletically from him. But he can figure things out right now and make his life better than what it is right now every single day. Just be 1% better every day, and that's all you got to do.
100%, man. It's really about like at that point, you know, one tends to think that, okay, I lost this opportunity, and it, you know, you either lose focus or you really start mailing it in and not caring. And you know, it's not. I just want to like chime in with this because it's some conversation that I had with my mom. You know, my mom right now is a cancer survivor, just went through some, you know, a third surgery. Thank you, man. And the conversation we were having is that, you know, my mom has an incredible story, not just because of that aspect of it, but, you know, her journey through life, you know, and just overcoming adversity and, you know, time and time again. And it's like, you know, at her age, and she'll consider that, you know, not necessarily in the negative aspect, but I'm like, look, man, right now you have been given an opportunity just by standing here and breathing this air to be able to share what the down and the valleys were, and how do you get up out of there? Because there's a lot of people that maybe aren't as strong as you, you know, or there's a lot of people that think that just because they made one mistake or they missed an opportunity, that's it, the bus left. That's not the case, you know. So I really, you know, without knowing the young man, I really wish him well, and hopefully he can rebound, not, you know, no pun intended, from whatever situation he finds himself in.
Yeah.